Ladies and gentlemen, this is a tag team contest of 20 minutes duration. There will be no rounds. There will be a 30-second interval after each fall, and the time will be called every 5 minutes, with 2 falls, 2 submissions, or a knockout to decide the winners. On my left and in the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, from Stockport, I'm sure you give a big hand for Colin Joynson. And ladies and gentlemen, his partner from Kent, Romany Riley. Their opponents on my right and in the blue corner, stepping in for Pete Roberts, I'm sure you give a very big hand to Tony Sinclair. And ladies and gentlemen, the man who will be the captain of the Kung Fu Fighters, of course, I'm sure you give a very big reception to the amazing Kung Fu.
Thank you, Mike Judd. And as he said, the Kung Fu Fighters, normally Kung Fu with Pete Roberts, but on this occasion, Pete Roberts not returned yet from Japan, from a tour out there, as he was expected to for today, this special occasion. And Tony Sinclair steps in to his shoes against 2 of the heavier boys, Colin Joynson at 16 stone 4, Baz Romany Riley of Ashford, Kent at 15-7.
Second down, command wrestling.
So once again, grapple fans, on Cup Final Day, as so often we've had in the past, it's tag team time. 20 minutes tag, 2 falls, 2 submissions, a knockout, or a disqualification to decide the winners. And it's Tony Sinclair versus Colin Joynson. Sinclair in the light trunks, white and the silver boots. Maxwell didn't have much to do, of course, in the title bout. It was such a sporting bout, he only had to count pinfalls. But he might have a little more to do in this tag contest. I'm sure it won't be long before we see Pete Roberts back in this country, taking his rightful place with the Kung Fu Fighters, and a quick cross press by Tony Sinclair, but didn't quite happen. Now a tag, and in comes Kung Fu against Romany Riley, and Kung Fu at 12-7, giving away 3 stone exactly to Riley. Riley in the leotard, the much tattooed Romany Riley, and one of the few barefoot wrestlers that we have in this country today. A very cunning wrestler indeed. Johnny Saint mold, but of course a great deal too heavy for Johnny Saint. Well up into the middleweights. And if Romany Riley continues with the strength holds all the time, he might slow Kung Fu down quite a bit. That's obviously his intention at the moment. An attack. Colin Joynson, a mere 16 stone 4 against 12.5 stone Kung Fu. So he'll probably try a few of the strength holds too. Arm lock starts. Still the arm lock there.
Come on if you want.
Oh yes, a man of 16 stone 4, a bit tough to get him over like that from an arm lock.
Come on.
Yes, finally with the height. A lazy height, but it worked. Tag. Tony Sinclair now versus Colin Joynson. Sinclair in the light trunks. Tremendous height advantage. But giving away quite a bit of weight here, about a stone 4 pounds. Oh yes, over the top nicely, double leg Nelson, but Colin Joynson spun out before he could come in. And so far, both men not participating are on their tag ropes and haven't left them. Let's hope that continues throughout this bout. There they are, Kung Fu on his tag rope right to the corner. And there's Romany Riley on his, doing exactly what they're supposed to do for a change. Joynson out, but landing well on his feet, no trouble. Tags, which should be done over the top rope, and the referee spotted it. He won't take a tag from there. He's going to be inside the ring and tag his partner from inside the ring over the top rope. So he decides not to tag after all and continues with Kung Fu. Yes, the strength moves coming. Now a tag. Legitimate over the top rope. Riley almost walks into one of the mule kicks Kung Fu is renowned for. Semi-jab stranglehold by the big man. Yes, he's going to use his strength now, and I think that's their best hope, Joynson and him.
5, 6, 7.
All accounts, they must stop Kung Fu and Tony Sinclair from wrestling. They're so fast, these men.
5 minutes.
So as you heard the timekeeper there, 5 minutes, 15 minutes to go, and still no score. And a tag just reached. Joynson versus Kung Fu. Oh yes.
3, 5, 2. Come on, push.
Sinclair reaching out for him to try and get a tag. You can see the hand coming across Joynson, but he didn't need him. The mule kick got him. Now he'll tag. Oh, yes, when it came from Joynson, it really came. But a tag again, Romany Riley taking on against Tony Sinclair. Nice double arm and over the top for a shoulder press, but too far, and he came through the ropes. And both knees right in the face. Checking to see if nose bleeding, but no. Not yet, anyway. Butt to the stomach. Head mare. And back of the calf, across the throat. Yes, and another big uppercut, forearm smash, trying to follow it up with another. So far, referee Max Ward handled this bout par excellence. Perfectly legal, the instep. Of course, Tony Sinclair, a great footballer in his time. Used to be on Manchester United books as a youth player. But I know which team he's rooting for later this afternoon. Kung Fu in against Joynson. Yes, the mule kick's coming thick and fast now. Yes, another one right to the jaw that time. Beautiful time. How he manages those with bare feet, I don't know. But they seem pretty effective. Shoulder check. Another one coming. Oh yes, Kung Fu waiting for him, getting both arms, trying to force him to go over backwards, lose balance. Yes, he's got him over the top for a shoulder press. Can Kung Fu hold it? He's got it.
The first ball to Tony Sinclair and Kung Fu.